Welcome to the Fifth Gait Podcast. We've thrown around the idea of a podcast for years, but we finally made it happen, stuck in the truck together on a 10-hour road trip home from a horse show. Our passion is the Icelandic horse and all aspects of the worldwide community that surrounds this breed. Here, we come together as equestrian professionals to share our hardest lessons, biggest wins, and our future hopes in Icelandic horsemanship. Our conversations aim to educate, inspire, and grow all people like us who love Icelandic horses, from enthusiasts and amateurs to trainers, competitors, and field specialists.
So,
Welcome, Virginia.
thank you.
Virginia is a lifelong horse trainer and enthusiast.
Yes,
And pony clubber for
Pony Clubber.
many years. And now Icelandic horse trainer, certified trainer, also breeder.
Also the president of the USIHC.
Oh, there you go.
So you have a lot of hats that roles that you're taking, including running a riding school here in Iowa.
New.
New riding school. So many different aspects of the horse industry you're playing a pretty significant role in, especially in our little Icelandic horse world here in the United States.
But if anybody else wants to hop on, take over, that's just fine.
She's really attached to the present role, right? Yeah. But originally you trained other breeds.
That's true. Yes. Well, I can't say I trained them, but I was competing at a decently high level as a show jumper.
Okay.
Show jumper.
Yeah, I rode as a child, and then I didn't ride for many years throughout my career. And then I came back to it as an adult, and I inherited a horse. 3/4 Belgian warm blood, 1/4 thoroughbred show jumper.
Wow.
And so that's what I did. I did show jumping, and we competed on the A circuit, and we jumped back then it was level 1, 2, 3. We jumped level 4, which is about 1.22 meters. And
terrifying for me to think of when I think about this.
He was such a great guy. I mean, if you were straight, he jumped. We jumped the picnic table. He was such a great guy. He was a big horse, about 16 3 hands, and we had a wonderful partnership for 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
And you
great.
also ran a boarding barn, right?
I did. I ran a 100 jumper boarding barn for about 11 years. And ironically, that's where the riding school is now, the Icelandic riding school. And lots of different breeds, mostly thoroughbreds or thoroughbred crosses, and all hunter jumper. And we had a hunter jumper trainer. We taught about 60 lessons a week. So it was a busy place.
Okay. And how long?
11 years.
Wow.
Mhm.
Definitely long enough to
Yeah,
figure
and
some things out.
It's interesting. I was frightened when I bought it, and my veterinarian said, "Virginia, here's my cell phone number. You call me any time of day, and in 2 years you're going to know everything you need to know." And he was right. In 2 years, I had gone through strangles and all kinds of lameness and colic and kicks and just about everything. Destroying property, fences down, electric down, stalls ruined, just everything. One day I walked out and the roof trusses had cracked on my indoor arena. So I have learned that I can handle just about anything. There you go.
Nothing like running a boarding barn to
Yeah,
teach
and
one
the
that.
clients. The horses are extremely easy. I had one client who felt her horse needed a different blanket every day, different clean blanket. She had 7. Had to wash them, went through lots of dryers. She also felt like she should feed her horse a lot more than 4 times a day. So even though the horse was obese, so she would steal hay. Yeah, I had to put cameras up. It was really crazy.
Wow.
The
That's
people
trial
are
by fire in the horse industry.
the horses
And you're
are very,
still in it after all
horses
that.
are so easy. But I've changed a lot from those days.
Yeah.
Did that burn you out at all?
I didn't know. I don't know that I would want to own a boarding barn again. I'm very happy in my Harmony bubble.
Well, yeah.
We're happy you're here too.
Yeah, love it here.
So tell us about how you got into Icelandics.
Well, I got married, and my husband had a business that was headquartered in Denmark, and his staff thought they should make me happy to make him happy. So during his meetings, they decided to take me riding. They knew I was a horse person, and they took me riding on the island of Rüme on Icelandic horses. And we rode for 4 hours through the woods, on the beach, in the ocean, and I never stopped laughing. So I just thought, wow, this is the most fun I've ever had. And then about 2 weeks later, I went to Iceland and I came home with 4 horses. And if you understand my logic, you're a horse person. I bought a stallion. And if you buy a stallion, you need a mare.
I mean,
But then who's your husband going to ride? So then you need to have a horse for your husband. But then if you're out riding with your husband, then the horse is alone. So you really need 4. And if you understand that logic, you are a horse person. Yeah, that's horse girl math.
It makes so much
Perfect sense. So I got 4, and I brought them home I bought them in 2013, and they arrived in February of 2014. And I asked my vet if I needed to separate the stallion mare, and he said, no, this time of year, don't worry about it. And then within about an hour, I discovered that he was wrong. And none of this was built. So it was interesting.
yeah.
That's amazing. So Denmark got you into Icelandic horses
Yes.
in its own weird
Denmark
way.
got me into Icelandic horses. Yeah. That's where I first rode them, and I have not looked back.
So you sometimes call the giggle gate. And
Absolutely.
I've
It is a
stolen
giggle
that
gate
term from you.
because you can't stop
Amazing.
laughing. Yeah, and if you're not smiling, something's wrong. Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
And actually, my philosophy of life is, if you're not having fun, don't do it.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
anyway, giggle.
Giggle.
That's
Absolutely. The giggle gate. So you're currently the USIHC president.
Yes, I am.
And you've had that role for several years. What do you love most about the role? And this question has 2 parts. What do you love most? And also, what is something that has made you almost quit?
Oh, that'd be a little easier. I like the role. I do. I love meeting people in our community. I've tried to go to some other locations and go to shows and support people who are in our community, different barns, different trainers. And I think we have a wonderful community. And I love that. And I love helping the breed grow in the US.
Yeah.
And I think I have been a part of some wonderful advancements. So that I love. Most of the emails and calls I get are pretty negative. People don't tend to call me and say, hey, thank you. And sometimes I just have to take a breath and respond the next day when I'm a little less upset. So that's a little hard, but I do understand people are passionate about the breed, and I love that passion. So it's okay. They can just call and complain. It's fine. I'll take a breath and respond.
I would
Hopefully in a
say
nice way.
when you have a lot of people that are really, really passionate,
Mm-hmm.
that's always going to come with some drama
Yes.
and
Yeah.
some
Yes.
angst and big
Yes.
feelings. And
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, everybody, or most people, I shouldn't say everybody, but most people are criticizing because they care.
Yeah, I think they just want to be heard.
Yes.
Sometimes when people call me or to complain about something, they just want to know that someone heard their opinion.
Yes.
And so just having me respond and say, I understand. I'll try to work on that. Maybe I can change it. Maybe I can't. I'm one voice.
Yes.
But if I can try, I will.
I love that.
Yeah. So looking at your career, well, your many careers as a whole. So I'd like for you to think about this as your horse career, but also in all of the different careers you've had. Who has had the most impact on you as a coach or a mentor? Or maybe there's multiple in different places.
Wow. In my horse career, or that's really tough.
It's overlap, right? Because good leadership is good leadership.
Right. Geez, I've had so many. I'm old. Distilling it down to, so in my Icelandic horse career, I would say Mummi Guðmundur Skúlason, who was my first trainer, and I bought his horse that he used at Holar, and that horse completely changed my life.
Mm.
And Ulil Ambla has had a huge effect on me. My dressage trainer, Missy Ellison, has had a big effect on me. When I was jumping, I had some great trainers there. Jim Urban. Of course, I was a singer. I was an opera singer, and I know that's a later question, but I won the International Pavarotti competition when I was a youngster, I would say. And I would say Luciano Pavarotti had a big effect on my life as well, inspiring me. Yeah.
Have these mentors had something in common that?
Yeah. Positive energy that inspires you to do your best and aim high.
Yes.
And when you achieve one goal, make another.
Yeah.
You're never going to get there. So just enjoy the journey, enjoy the scenery, because you're never going to reach the destination. And I love not reaching the destination. I love enjoying the scenery.
It's the process.
Yeah.
We're going to shift tacks a little bit.
Okay.
So we always have 3 parts to these interviews. We like to hear about people's personal story, and then we like to shift more into training and kind of real shop talk, depending upon the person's background. That varies a little bit what that encompasses. And with you, it encompasses multiple different roles. We're going to start with a training question. What is the most important aspect of horse-human communication to you when you're training?
That they're my partner. It's a team sport, and your teammate has 4 legs. And some days they don't feel as well as other. Yeah. So don't expect the horse you had yesterday to be the horse you have today, or the horse you have today to be the horse you have tomorrow. So take the time to find out how they're feeling. I always do that on the ground. And I think of my horse as my partner. And I think that's, for me, that's the most important part of it, is that they're my partner and that we're doing this together. And I want to be united with them.
Absolutely. We oftentimes focus on like this horse or this rider, but it is always the combination.
Yeah.
Yes. Always the combination.
And you
it takes
can't do
2 to tango every single time.
And one horse needs one thing and another needs another. And you need to be able to shift and feel those things.
Yeah, absolutely. So you may have already answered this question indirectly. What has been the most important horse in your career?
I can't say. It has to be 2. I'm sorry.
Please.
My show jumper, Porter, who I inherited. And we had this 16-year partnership and won so many amateur owner competitions. And he just taught me so much. He was like riding a dragon. I mean, he was really fast and really strong, and yet so gentle. And they say, of course, I don't know, I couldn't hear, but when I would drive up, they say he would whinny when he heard my truck.
Oh, no way.
And then, of course, Gosi Frau Lammestödem, who I bought from, actually, Mummy wasn't there. His parents sold me the horse. And for me, riding a stallion was just, how could I possibly ride a stallion? They put me on this stallion, and he just did absolutely everything I asked him to do. Whatever I wanted, this horse did. And I brought him to the US, and everything here is for Gosi. When he arrived, I had a small barn, no arena, nothing. We set up little stakes in the yard with a little string, and it rained the whole week. I had, in the contract to buy him, I had contracted that Mummy would come here at his expense and teach me to ride Icelandic horses for 1 week. I bought all this tack. I didn't know how to put the bridle on. I just put it in a box. I didn't touch the horses for 3 months until he showed up. And then we rode in the grass in our made up arena, and it rained all week. And my husband sat in the truck and shook his head.
No way.
And Mummy said, it's just like Iceland, except in Iceland it rains sideways. So
Not
because of Gosi, we have an indoor arena, an outdoor arena, an oval track, a breeding track. lots of stalls, shows, because this horse, this stallion, could ride T1 and also take a 5-year-old on his back.
We've seen it multiple times.
Yes, we have.
What
Yeah.
a gentle soul.
Yeah.
And when he was breeding, he was such a romantic. He would, nuzzle the mare and then breed and then nuzzle her again. And he is such a gentle, wonderful, talented horse. Changed my life.
And he has left a legacy in his offspring too.
Yes, I have 5. And I have a
Wow.
really talented mare now out of Gosia and Gunhildur, Gunhildur from Kotlavareu. And this is a really talented little mare. And I think I'll just keep her and breed to keep Gosi's bloodlines in my farm.
I love that.
Me too.
I think that these special horses, as Gosi was for you, are the horses that define our entire industry.
Yes,
Right.
He is a breed ambassador.
Yeah.
Yes, such
He's-
important horses
yeah.
to have here in the U.S. especially.
Yeah, gone to so many expos and
Yes.
demos and introduced so many people to the Icelandic horse and, sold horses and yeah.
The good horses sell themselves. And I think we need to focus on that more and more because
Yeah.
that type of horse, someone sees them, they have a presence about them, they just invite people into the breed in every way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we need we need more like
such a
him.
great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A great guy.
Well, and this makes me think of just touching back on an episode we've done with Gugmar. His horse, his most important horse, was also a stallion, and I think that might also speak to how remarkable they are. Is a lot of people, like you were saying, you think of a stallion and you're like, how could I ever ride this horse? And here they are, ideal ambassadors for the breed.
For a child.
Incredible.
A child.
Yeah.
In fact, this weekend, Gosi will be on the track with a 9-year-old.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What part of Icelandic culture has most impacted your training and riding? And to give a little background on this question, you travel a lot to Iceland.
Yeah, I do. I go to Iceland a lot, several times a year.
Several times a year and have for many years now.
Yes,
And
lots of times.
now you're also you have these students, so you're bringing a lot of elements from Icelandic riding to the States. How has Iceland shaped you as a rider and instructor?
The thing I think about Iceland, the foremost, is community. I remember going to my first Þorrablot in February, and just I'm going to call it like the VFW hall, the neighborhood hall, and everybody working together and helping each other, and also an appreciation for nature.
Yeah.
Going to Mummy's farm where they have sheep and doing the sheep roundup with him, and everybody coming together, and the whole philosophy about horses, letting them grow up. His farm is really large, 1,500 hectares.
Wow.
So really large. And the horses all learning in a herd, learning their manners from the older horses, running free. We would ride up to the waterfall and all the herd would come and see us. So that philosophy of letting them grow up.
And be horses.
Be horses, yeah. And even in the training, not touching them when they're 1.5 or 2 and riding them, letting them grow up a little bit. And the philosophy of your training being kind, encouraging, preparing and allowing rather than demanding.
Yes.
Yeah, at least the trainers I've worked with. And I enjoy that, softness, looking for this, again, to make the partnership.
Yeah.
And I see that in the Icelandic culture. I mean, the importance of family. They love to sing. They love to be together. And I see that in our horse community too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just as much about coming together as a community as
Why do I do this?
anything else. Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know that anybody's under the illusion that we're making any money at it. But having today, this week, we have people from 7 states and 2 countries and just coming together. Uh,
To celebrate Icelandic horsemanship,
Yeah.
really.
yeah, so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much fun.
Yeah. There is really something so special about the Icelandic horse community that I don't think you find, I mean, in many other disciplines, but really many other sports. There's just
No, we're
such,
supportive of
yeah.
each other.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
supportive.
And it's the underlying, like the bigger picture of just the passion for the breed is like we all can get behind the same thing. And it's that we love Icelandic horses. And so ultimately we have the same end goal, even if there's some friendly competition in the background.
We're helping each other
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and cheering on. And a husband of one of the girls who has an Icelandic horse in our community said after he rode his first Icelandic horse, he said, "Boy, if everybody rode one of these, there would not be any other breeds."
We think so
Because
too.
they can do everything. I mean, they can jump, they can do dressage, they can do reining, they can do trail, they can,
And they're beautiful.
Yeah,
to top
they're
it
beautiful.
off. Yeah. Yeah. So going back to what we have touched on, many people may not know this about you, but you are a former professional opera singer.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
did. That was my
Yes.
career.
Yeah.
I sang professionally for at least 25 years. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a long time.
I did my apprenticeship at Lyric Opera of Chicago, and I sang quite a bit of opera. I also did a lot of concert work.
Hmm.
I made a recording with Naxos Records in Slovakia. I was an original company member of the national tour of Phantom of the Opera. I sang that show on Broadway many times for years, on and off. So that was, I guess, my career. And then I became a college professor and taught at a small liberal arts college that had a fantastic music department in Iowa. That's how I ended up in Iowa. And I taught,
I have always wondered that.
I taught voice and diction, French, German, Italian diction. I taught vocal pedagogy. I taught world music, and I taught Italian, the language Italian. Because I studied in Italy. I won a competition called the Bel Canto competition, and my prize was to work in Italy with a famous tenor named Carlo Bergonzi, who was, if anybody saw the movie Moonstruck, you're probably before you were born, but he was the tenor in the soundtrack for Moonstruck. So I went to Busseto, Italia to study with him. And that's what I did. Yeah.
Wow. What an adventure.
Yeah, it was an adventure. I did a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Yep. Lived out of a suitcase.
And so much like international
Diversity,
influences, with
yeah.
especially different languages.
Oh, yeah.
And different
I've sung in
cultures and
Japan and Germany, France, Italy, Austria, India, Africa, Israel. Yeah.
So how do you think that has shaped your background as a writer? Or I guess maybe
Well, don't you think they're exactly the same? I mean, all the terms we use in writing are musical. Balance, rhythm, tempo,
cadence, a lot of
cadence, flow. I mean, those are all things that we think about. Breath,
harmony.
harmony. That's the name of my farm. Harmony with your horse. I think, obviously, they're not the same. One is more physical, although singing is more physical than people would believe. But for me, I think musically, for instance, if I'm looking for the working tempo, the easiest tempo for my horse to go, I might find a song in my brain that I like to sing at that speed and sing it while I'm riding.
That's so
pretty
awesome.
genius.
And
I think that's genius.
And in dressage, you do a lot of lengthening.
Yes.
So, and the common mistake in lengthening is not lengthening, but going too fast. So
Yes.
keeping the same stride length, but doing it faster. So instead of thinking lengthening, I think louder. So I'm singing the song in my head, and then instead of it getting faster, I just get louder in my brain.
That's a great analogy.
Yes, I love
I
that.
really struggle to explain that to students because
Yes.
so often when we're shortening and lengthening the strides,
Yeah.
people want to
Crescendo.
increase the
Yeah.
tempo as
Well,
opposed to
especially-
maintain the
Right.
tempo.
And if I'm trying to, and another thing, so when you're singing, you try to keep your rib cages out
Mhm.
to hold and sometimes I tend to collapse when I'm riding. So I think about having a singing position, and that keeps me from collapsing onto one hip or dropping a rib. And then I can use the exhale of singing to relax my horse.
Wow.
So
I
I
love
think it's a
that.
wonderful background for riding, singing.
There are a lot of
Now it's just start singing when you ride.
Yeah.
when I was first starting youngsters, I was working with a guy from Iceland at the time, and I was like getting on the back of a youngster for the first time, their first ride. And he was like, every first ride you should sing.
Well, I
Because
agree.
it keeps
Everybody should sing all the
relaxed.
time.
It keeps you breathing.
Yes, it keeps
I
you
actually
breathing.
do tell students to sing to breathe, especially when they're trying canter for the first time. You know, they hold their breath when they go up into the
Right.
canter transition. It's,
I used to tell my singing students to laugh because they would get tense. It's okay, just laugh, and
yes.
when you laugh, your abdominal muscles work. So
Yeah.
there you
You
have it.
get your diaphragm active.
So just they go hand in hand.
Yeah. No kidding. Who knew?
Who knew? You're dancing. Don't you ever think you want your horse to dance underneath you? That you're dancing together?
Yeah. So you sing.
What are you
want
dancing to? You're
a
dancing to music.
song. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense to have a freestyle program with.
With music.
We need to do a freestyle program. We need to have more of that.
We
Yes,
should.
we should.
We
Yeah.
should add those
Music
to
in
the
my head.
shows more. We're going to pivot to another role of yours. So you have bred,
Yes.
not extensively
Not
here in the US,
extensively.
but I've actually ridden some of the horses from your breeding and even have some clients that have horses from your breeding. As a breeder yourself, you're investing in the future of American breeding.
Absolutely. That's the next
And
chapter.
That's the next chapter.
Mhm.
You've said that to me actually several times over the last couple of days. And recently you purchased Drangur from
Ja, danke. Get to student.
which is a very exciting horse.
Yes, world champion.
Yeah, world champion.
Yeah,
Ribbon
yeah,
behind you
that's
here.
nice.
He was a birthday gift.
A birthday gift. And he's coming to the US.
Yeah, here. He's here.
Which
in California.
is just a huge, he's in California now. It's just a huge opportunity for American breeders
Huge.
because we oftentimes, and this is going to sound very nerdy for a second, but one of the things that's a struggle is shortening the generational gap for us here in the US. Very oftentimes people bring over older evaluated stallions. And that's actually a little bit, it like slows our catching up to
Right.
what is the
With the-
standard
yeah.
in other countries, right? Because it's a long generational gap. And Drangur is both young and also the best
Amazing.
in the world. And so that is extremely exciting
Mhm,
for
mhm.
us to have access to. Did you have any particular goals or intentions behind that purchase? And can you tell us a little bit about what your hopes are with that moving forward?
Well, I have to say, my brain has been clicking on this for a little while. I think what the U.S. mostly needs is education and educated trainers and educated breeders. So in the U.S., I think in other breeds, we've had a tendency to do backyard breeding. And of course, if that doesn't happen, you can't have a registered Icelandic if it's not with an Icelandic. But this is a stallion who, from my perspective, just really has everything. Great bloodlines, great temperament, great look, great. And if a horse has excellent conformation, it's just easier for them to move.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want people to start thinking about making the best breeding choices they can. And I'm going to offer the breeding fee at a low price for at least the first year to try to encourage people to use him. And Carrie and I have talked about this, but how about in 10, 15 years, we have a US bred horse at the World Championships?
Yes.
Under Drangur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
And the better breeding we do, the more fun the horses are.
Yeah.
Because what we need on the track is exactly what we need on the trail. Exactly. A great horse is a great horse.
We've had a lot of conversations on the podcast about how well-bred horses, it's not about their competitive abilities, it's actually about their trainability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
And their
best bred
temperament.
horses have great character and a very high trainability. You can put them on any task and they do it beautifully
Yeah.
because they're so trainable.
Yeah. If a horse has excellent conformation, it's just easier.
Yes.
And they'll last longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a horse that's well trained will live longer
Yes.
and feel better. I mean, my lesson horses are 26, 24, 21. I mean, just really, if they're well trained and move well, then it's not so hard.
Well, and we've also talked about this from a welfare perspective. A well-bred horse is also more likely to have a more comfortable life
Yes.
because it's a more
They're not going to be
rideable
sold
horse.
down the year,
Yes,
down the road.
down the road, and also it's going to be more trainable,
Right.
and so not as maybe taken advantage of or abused.
Right.
It's going to be very exciting. I
It's
can't wait
very
to
exciting.
see what the future holds on that front.
And I have another one in Iceland that will come over in a couple of years.
That's right.
And I have
Related?
different. They're partially related, but
Okay.
different father. and
Okay.
some different bloodlines, and
Okay.
and then I have a pregnant mare coming over in October. So we're working on it.
Yeah. So
Lots of next generation
Right.
potential. We're
Yeah.
shortening that generational gap and we're going.
Versus the championships.
Not an ageist sport.
No. There was an 80-year-old competing in pace. I'll be there.
yeah.
Exactly.
So pivoting a little bit, we've talked about breeding goals. Now let's talk a little bit about your competition or your competitive goals. Do you have any goals right now as a rider?
Well, right now in dressage, I'm working on my bronze medal.
That's
And I think it would be the first Icelandic horse in the country to have that. So in a bronze medal, you have to have scores at first, second, and third level. I have one score from second level. I'm working on the other one, and then I need two scores above 60 for third level. So I think Hercules and I will achieve that within the next 2 years.
And for those of you who
Yes.
don't know, Hercules has a very unique journey.
Yes.
He
very
maybe in other
special horse.
situations would have been a hot dog.
Right.
And many failed training situations, and including Terrell and myself trained him for a while. And
he's intimidated quite a few over the
he's
years.
quite a tricky pony, and Virginia has taken him all the way to be really the most successful dressage horse in the
Yeah, he's
The
won all
Icelandic
breeds
horse.
4 times, I think. Yeah.
4 times.
Really
yeah.
proud of little
Yeah.
young Hercules.
So that's
Uh,
a competitive goal, and a side one too. A very, very unique.
As for myself, I guess my goals are just to keep getting better.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't really have a specific number in my head, but whenever I achieve that number, I'm going to raise it. So it's just to keep getting better and having a better partnership with my horses.
Yeah.
So Gosie's teaching in the riding school now, so I'm not competing on him. I have a lovely mare out of 2 world champions, no pressure. And actually she's pregnant. So then I will be riding Dranker next year. And he's only 6. So right now we're working on learning to pace competitively. So that will be coming sometime, I hope.
Absolutely. That's half the fun of our competitions, I think, is the pace
Yes.
riding. I'm very passionate about the
Yeah.
pace riding, but pace riding is definitely a trickier part of our sport. It's an all or nothing feeling.
Well,
most of the
Lucille
time.
told me that she thought I should ride pace because of my personality. Now, and I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but anyway, I'm working on it.
Well, also the unique thing about our discipline that is similar to dressage is that I think it's very doable to just make your goal to get better because we have such a measurable way to score in such a clear matrix to work by or to ride by that it makes that goal more or easier to map out, I guess. Yeah.
And you can get feedback specific to your horse. So
Yes.
it doesn't have to be just a number on
Yeah.
a score sheet. It can be a description of where
Right.
you're at.
Yeah. Which is similar to dressage, right?
Good goal to be win the Featherlight. Be nominated for a
Yeah.
Featherlight
Yeah.
award.
Nomination. I
Yeah,
think
because
that'd be a great goal.
you know that says good riding.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to
absolutely.
be a good rider.
Yeah.
We're going to shift to the future of horsemanship, and this is our favorite topic. It's just really interesting to think about where we're going. I think
Oh,
we're a very
yes.
forward-minded community, so these conversations are always interesting. What do you think is the biggest challenge for the USIHC, or that the USIHC needs to overcome to further the Icelandic horse in the US? And how can we better face that challenge too?
We need more education.
Yeah.
And Carrie and I worked on the trainer certification together. We need 200 riding schools, a lot of trainers, educated breeders to breed high quality horses that we don't have to import and pay tariffs on, that we can train well to be in our riding schools. And I started a riding school last year. It was after Marlisa Grimm came to my farm and said, "Oh, you have great horses. You should have a riding school." That's how it started in Germany. And I chewed on it for a while, and then I decided to have a riding school. And at about the same time, the girl who had purchased my other barn, which is right in the city of Des Moines, right next to the largest city park in the country,
Wow.
said she wanted to only have Icelandic horses. I said, "Well, I have an idea." So I rented it. I'm renting that facility with a friend, and I've done a lot of repairs on it. Redid the footing in both the arenas, and because she had to kick everybody out, and that was her livelihood. So
Yes.
we started with 4 horses in a class and an adult for every rider, person next to them. We made a curriculum. And started from the very beginning. Here's how you approach a horse. Here's how you touch a horse. Here's how you groom a horse. Here's how you walk with a horse. Here's how you get on a horse. And we did classes for different ages, and it has just exploded. We probably teach close to 40 lessons a week now.
Wow.
And everybody loves the Icelandic horse. So we need a lot of those in the country. I'm going to say at least 100. So someone get on it. But we also need knowledgeable trainers to teach those classes. And we've worked on the trainer certification, and we've certified several and working on more. And right now we just have level 1, but we need to work on level 2. We need to keep working on that. And level 3, we also need to keep breeding.
Yes.
And if we breed quality horses, then they'll be more trainable. And all those trainers who need to start the riding school can have horses that are suitable for a riding school. And then we need to keep these events going where we come together as a community because it's fun. And who wants to do something that's not fun, especially something that's not inexpensive? So
it's not fun to do anything by yourself.
No, those are my goals for the Icelandic horse. Increase our education, increase the number of trainers, encourage people to invite other people into it, and keep having these events. Like this week, we're having a potluck.
Yeah.
That's really fun. We come together as a community.
As a community.
So looking now at the Icelandic horse sport as a whole, you attended the World Championships this summer in Switzerland.
So much fun.
That was your first time, right?
Talk about fun community.
Fun community. I've never seen anything like it. All those people, 26,000 people. I think it was like going to a football game in the U.S. I've never gone to a horse show in the U.S. that had more than 50 people, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe the Omaha International Jumping Finals. But just waving flags and singing and clapping and just so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. And all the vendors and live music every night and great food and camaraderie. Just so much fun.
Yeah. And to top it off, all Icelandic horses.
All Icelandic horses. And they're just great to watch.
Yeah.
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 It was really
They're amazing. Yeah. So looking at that, what do you think of where our sport is now? And how do you see it evolving in the next 20 years?
Well, I think it's more vibrant than it was when I started.
Yeah.
12 years ago. I do think we have more shows and more events. And I think the sky's the limit. I mean, I have made a definite plan with Mummy and Ulil about how to move forward. And we are on it. We're going. And you all are part of it. And we are
What are we a
going.
part of now?
We are
Crazy
on it.
scenes.
No, you're here.
Yeah.
You're here. And
Yeah.
it's not easy to drive 10, 12 hours. I know that. And last year, some people drove 3 days.
Yeah.
But we're supporting each other and we're working on it.
Mm.
And we have a national team and we have trainer certification and we have virtual education series and we are growing.
Yeah.
And our membership's up 18% and we're going to make it more.
Yeah.
So let's just pass it on. Yeah.
Run with it.
Yeah.
One of the questions we ask, and we ask this question a lot of different people, is that years ago, so when I was a kid, you thought about the 5-gaited Geitingur,
Yeah.
right? The 5-gaited horse that had this great character and great conformation. But back then, most of the 5-gaiters had like really weak trot and canter.
Right. It was an elusive goal a
Right.
little bit.
And there was a phase where people would say, oh, 5-gaiters can't have good walk. These days, we're breeding horses like Dromkur, right?
They can have everything.
They have everything.
Right.
It's really the whole package. And so question with that is, where are we going? What is the future?
What is the next goal? Because
How do you
to
see
some
that goal
degree,
evolving?
we've already reached it.
Yeah.
Well, we can always get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can always get better. And, some people may never want to ride pace because pace, in order to be true pace, it has to be pretty fast.
Yeah.
And some people, so I'm not against a 4-gaited horse. I think we need I think we need to keep the C gene to keep the horse balanced. So let's not eliminate that. Let's not eliminate the 4-gaiters. And my feeling about the Icelandic horse is if they don't fit squarely into Icelandic horse competitions, why not dressage? Why not eventing? My friend Allison won 2nd in the country last year in her training, or I think maybe it was beginner novice division in eventing.
On an Icelandic
horse.
Yeah.
And so let's just share them with the world because they're very diverse. And it's not that I'm against the 5-gaited Geidinger. I'm not. But I think Icelandic horses, I think that's limiting.
I love that answer. That's one of the most exciting answers I've actually gotten, because one of the neat parts about our breed is we have these horse specialists, right? We have the 5-gaiters, we have the pace horses, we have the trail horses, even the 3-gaiters like you're talking about, that are actually excelling in some of the other disciplines.
Right.
Perhaps the future involves embracing breeding the best horse for all of those roles.
Right, because the best horse for you might not be the best horse for me.
Yeah.
Or Mackenzie or my student.
Mhm.
So I've always had a little pride in myself in being a good matchmaker, getting to know the rider and figuring out what kind of horse they're going to do best with. And there's nothing, the right horse for I always tell people it's kind of like finding your husband. And maybe that's not a good analogy, but they're not perfect, but whatever it is about them that's not perfect, you can deal with.
Yes.
So not everybody wants a sensitive horse.
No. And
Not
some
everybody
people
wants
love
a tall
sensitive
horse.
Yeah.
Not everybody, some people, but everybody should want to be a good rider. They should want to make themselves better because their horse will thank them.
Yeah.
And live longer and move better and be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then thinking about all of the different disciplines that Icelandics are starting to be successful in dressage with you, Allison, in eventing. I think that also speaks to just the longevity of the breed and sharing the quality of the breed aside from the gaits.
Yes.
And
Don't
I
ride
think
the
that's
gate.
an important thing.
Durability.
Yes, the
They're
durability,
durable
longevity,
horses.
athleticism.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
ride the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ride the horse.
Yeah. Yeah. Final question? One
Oh,
last
yes.
one?
One last question. Okay. What value do you see horses having for humans and humans having for horses now and moving forward?
Well, I always tell my husband that they're better than psychotherapy and less expensive. I don't really know if the less expensive part is true, but I do think horses are better than psychotherapy.
Yeah.
Because, and I've seen the miracle of horses so many times with my students. They don't care what you look like. They don't care what you're wearing. They don't care if you're popular. They just want you to love them.
To be with them.
Be with them and be their partner and hold their hand and go on the journey together. So for me, boy, I just can't imagine my life without horses. And like I said in the beginning, if you understand my analogy about why I needed 4, then you're a horse person. But and at this moment, my husband has more cars than I have horses, so that's a good thing. He has more horsepower than I do. But I think that certainly as we become more technological as a society, more AI, horses to me bring out your soul, your humanity. You don't have to talk. You don't even have to ride them.
Yeah.
Just graze them, be with them. My horses kind of complete me in an interesting way. I always feel happy when I drive through the gate of my farm. A weight has been lifted. The blood pressure goes down.
Even when you have a bunch of us squatting on your farm.
It's a joy to me. Yes, it's probably stressful for my staff, but and probably for me too. But it's a joy, and the energy, the positive energy of our community is.
It's fun.
Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah.
It is really fun.
Well, thank you, Virginia, for taking this time, but also for hosting us at
You're
your
welcome.
wonderful farm.
Thank you. I hope everybody will come and visit at some point.
Yeah, if you're in the
We're-
Des Moines area in
we're kind of in the
Iowa,
middle
we're
of
all
the
here having
country.
fun.
You
so
really
drop
Kind of
by.
in the middle of the country, 3 days from the west, 3 days from the east.
Yeah.
Just
And Carrie and I have calculated at the end of this year, we'll have spent 20 days
in Iowa.
in Iowa. Yeah.
All because
I
of Harmony
should just
Icelandic.
All because of Harmony
and you.
Icelandic.
I should build a house for you.
I don't know what's funny to
Thank you for listening to the Fifth Gait Podcast. I know you've heard this on other channels, but it really is so important that you like and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening through, or all of them for that matter. We would also love to hear from you on social media, so please send us ideas, suggestions. Let us know what you're enjoying right now so we can continue to make content you want to watch and hear. Thank you again for your support, and we will see you next time on the next episode of the Fifth Gait Podcast.